Welcome back to the channel, and welcome if you're new. We are here on Madden 25 for the first time this year, and it's been a while since we uploaded on this channel, but we're going to be back into the grind here. We are going to be in the Bills playbook, looking at pistol open flex close here, and I really like this one. I feel like I always start, we'll match with nickel, of course, and we'll back the ball up while I'm just chit-chatting here. But I always really like starting with maybe not a more simple scheme, but I'd like to have a tight end, maybe more heavy scheme, I guess. Something you can run the ball out of that you're just not going to have to, throw the ball 30, 40 times, every single play that you're in the game. We want to have some runs to the game, especially to get started. And of course, I want to say this as well. This is the first video of the year. This isn't going to be your only scheme you use in the game. You're going to have to use more. This is a mini scheme to build off of a larger scheme as a whole. So now that we got all that out of the way, let's get into the run game. We came out in the halfback dive, and we have the inside zone weak as your more of an outside sort of. I know it's called inside zone, but we can sort of bounce out outside, and you sort of have your inside outside run game here. Dawson Knox, the tight end here, does a very good job in this formation. You see him getting up to Bentley there, that linebacker, just does a hell of a job, very consistently too, of just run like here. I mean, here it's not a great look. We have the 4 down linemen here. And almost 3 linebackers, so that's like 7 guys in the box that can stop the run. I really don't like it against this look, but I want to just show you Dawson Knox every time. Well, here, I mean, he could have blocked, he could have hit the safety there, but does a hell of a job getting up to that second level. After that, I mean, it's hit or miss. It's Madden. But of course, inside zone, I really like that as well. If we want to flip it to, towards the strong side, of course, that's going to be, we don't get that animation in practice mode. We don't get the butt pat. But in a game, that's something you're out to play with. Maybe you come out in the dive or something like that, and, it's run to the right already. Flip it to the right, do fake butt pats and whatnot to sort of get your opponent off the mark. But, I mean, running this to the strong side of the formation, again, Dawson Knox got a little bit, he got a little bit discombobulated there. But still a very good run here. We have a little bit more room off to the left here. Again, Dawson Knox does a really good job, the tight end. Here he gets caught up in the wash. He's making me look bad. But typically, I mean, and of course, this is regs, right? I have to say that as well. Your MUT teams are going to get better. Here, we love running against the double mug look. Very, very nice run look here as well. There you see Dawson Knox sort of get out in the open field. He didn't really actually block anybody, but he did a good job not getting caught in the wash. Higher awareness, higher speed, higher acceleration on your guys is going to help that. Run game, though, pretty simple overall. Inside zone, halfback dive, inside-outside run, left-right, fake the butt pats, all that stuff. Pass game, though, as far as that goes, I don't want to go to single back doubles. We're going to start with Z-Spot. No. We're going to start with Z-Spot. And this is if you watch these videos from Madden 24, Madden 23, Madden 22, Z-Spot is in a ton of schemes that we do on the channel because it's just so good and it's so difficult to cover in Madden because you don't have traditional, like, in a real game, a team would go to a bunch check and they would pass off outside leverage to inside leverage, and then that's how they would deal with this. Of course, that doesn't always work either, but we're going to try to get this route to Keon Coleman, and it's just very hard to pass off. If they're going to play man, Keon's going to get, you have a slant, you have a backside slant, you have Keon on the corner, a lot of man beating routes, but against zone, that's really what we're trying to dial up. We're going to streak MVS. I like to block Cook as my running back. He's really not doing shit over there in the left flat. So I just block him, get that 6-man protection. I still haven't played enough this year to see, how good that 6-man protection is. But we're going to snap the ball. Keon Coleman's going to come. Well, there's actually man. Pass lead that down and out. Or pass lead that down and, back towards yourself. Easy completion there. Here, again, double mug. I'm going to be running the ball 99% of the time against this. But we'll throw the ball here. We see only 4 defensive backs over there. Over our Keon Coleman and MVS over there. 2 kind of right on top of each other. But again, we'll set this up. We'll just leave Cook on the route. Here, wide open again. That's of course, it's not going to be that wide open in a game naturally. But that's the route we're trying to set up. We're trying to get these people, trying to get your opponents to, play their zone drops. And of course, if you call the right play, it helps a ton. Helps a ton to call the right play. But we can always start to, smart route, Coleman's route, try to get him to the sticks and whatnot, and just really mess up the depth. So that's something else I really like about this Z-Spot route. It is one of those short corners that you can actually put a guy on this year. If you just, like here, actually it goes a little bit deeper. But I mean, you get that short corner route, and then you can, go to the sticks, play a little bit longer. Just really trying to get that ball to Keon. And there you can see you can take that deeper post as well. And same thing, same exact thing. Just trying to dial up that period of space, right? MVS going to carry guys. Here, this guy just doesn't do a good job here. MVS does a good job carrying, really both of these guys, carrying Gonzo and Duggar down the field, opening up underneath of them. 25 right here. Isn't sure who he needs to play. If he needs to play the flat, he's sort of just caught in no man's land. That's the guy we're trying to put in conflict. Put the ball over his head. Easy completion. If you don't run Z-Spot in your scheme, and maybe you don't want to run this scheme, put Z-Spot in your scheme. It's just a very easy completion. I mean, if you play online, you've seen Z-Spot ran against you. You have you have a clear out with a corner in behind it. You're going to see that. Very good, very tough to stop in Madden. Here we're going to move on to X seam, and this is one I actually just like to. I really just like to max protect, to be honest with you. And this year you do have to hold the LB button or your. I mean, I'm on Xbox LB, and then you actually have to hit up, and you can't just hit the button. Like if you hit the button, it doesn't do anything. It just shows you your play art. Hold it in, hit R stick up, max protect everybody, and then here, I mean, you have Curtis Samuel here. He's going to try to maybe attack that cover 2 look. Keon Coleman MVS on the dig here. Just sort of drift in the pocket. Boom. Whatever. Don't do that. Don't do that. Be better than I am. Be better than I am with what you're doing on the field. But again, we're going to max protect. We're going to try to use Keon as the clear out. Maybe he gets there first as well. Yeah, here, cover 3. Boom. Probably a little bit better pocket presence would have done me good there. But you can see if you can get that. I mean, this is a 7-man protection too. That's actually kind of crazy thinking about it. All right, 7-man protection, still getting through. Dawson Knox getting hoed. Okay, so maybe you slide a little bit left there. Kind of feel the pressure. I didn't think Dawson Knox was going to get rocked there. But you can see Keon coming across here. The dig sort of holding those. This dig here sort of holding the linebackers a little bit as well, allowing. This is the space we're trying to hit as well. If you're going to dial up the Keon route coming across the middle of the field. That's going to kind of be the space we're going to be throwing to. Of course, the dig, sometimes that's open as well. Maybe you get a cover 2 with a user player, usering that center yellow zone, that middle zone. And of course, I mean, that could be open too. You throw that on the break on the body, that's going to be a completion as well. That's kind of the idea right there between those 2 routes. And of course, you still have Curtis Samuel, sort of a clear out route, sort of attacking that middle of the field. Another thing, you can just block Cook if you just want to have a 6-man. You sort of have Dawson Knox maybe as like a little check down, something like that. Just sort of mix up your schemes as I drop my controller. Just to mix up your schemes there and whatnot. But X seam, Z spot, really like that. We're going downfield. We're trying with a power run game. We have the tight end. We want to be able to run the ball up the middle and run the ball between the tackles. And we're trying to throw the ball down the field a little bit. Last one though, let's get into PA boot. Same thing here though with PA boot. We're going to block Cook. And then here, actually, you can leave Dawson Knox on this flat here if you really want everything to go, in this case from right to left, or if you flip the formation left to right. But really what I like to do is I like to put Dawson Knox on an option route. They call it a triple option this year. And he is going to sit down against zone. He's going to turn up and run around. He's going to run around. He's going to go up to, where his break is. If it's zone, he's going to sit down. If it's man, he's going to go, left or right depending on leverage. So you see what we get here. We get zone. He sits. Should have probably, a little bit better pass lead there. But there, all the zones go back. We'll kind of, of course the replay isn't up yet. Here, they're kind of playing. Looks like they get into like a cover 2 look here, right? 3 guys across the middle, Bentley in the middle, 2 deep safeties, something like that. Sort of a cover 2 disguised look. Did a pretty good job. Maybe if you had held onto the ball a little bit more, maybe MVS would come open, over to here. But again, trying to throw the ball down the field. That's what we're trying to dial up. We just had a heavy run game. So yeah, we're trying to dial up some deep throws. This is kind of a formation as well, where you sort of think that a team might run a lot out of it. Your tight end's in the backfield. You probably don't think of him as necessarily a pass catcher, but boom. that's MVS, But that is going to be open a ton too. That's something you really need to watch with the user across this middle of the field. That's where the user is going to be playing. So that's where the mind games are going to come in. They're going to stop that crosser, right? I mean, they're going to see MVS coming across in the crosser, and they're going to try to stop that. But that's why you have Dawson Knox just sitting down in the middle of the field here, breaking off left and right depending on man, and you still have Coleman on a little bit of a drag here. We get man with Dawson Knox. There you see he breaks it out. That's a really nice matchup against Bentley as well. But there you can just see the idea. We have beaters on, we have ideas of beaters on everything. We're trying to dial up specific things in this scheme. Z-Spot, X-Seam, PA boot, heavy run game. I really like this one out of the Bills playbook here. And yeah, Bills playbook always something that I feel like I always start with the Bills playbook here. Just move my camera. I feel like I'm always in the Bills playbook to start. It's just my favorite team, so that's just the playbook I hop into first and see what's in there. But that is pretty much all I have for this one. If you did enjoy this, we're going to be pumping these out all the time this year. We were definitely not the most consistent in 23 or 24. Madden 25, though, we are going to be uploading a ton. We are back on the grind. I appreciate everybody watching, subscribing. If you're new, subscribe, like the videos. This is pretty much the style. This is the kind of thing that we do here. We're going to be offense, we're going to be defense, all the stuff. Mini schemes. I'm going to try to get some ebooks, at least an ebook out this year. And yeah, I think, like I said, that's pretty much it. I've been rambling for probably a minute now. If you did enjoy, like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Later.